Welcome to Feel Good Friday. Today, I thought I'd talk about journaling because someone was asking me about journaling earlier on in the week. So if one person's asking, then there might be other people that are curious about what it is and how to do it. This is the trickiest thing when you're thinking about journaling is how do I get started? But before you even get started, I want you to ask yourself, why do you want to journal? You might have seen some of the benefits from journaling. In a quick Google, you'll be able to see all of the things that it helps, like reduce stress and anxiety. It can increase healing. But for me, all of that kind of, you filter it down, it's really because this is my opinion of it, and you can kind of take what you want from this. You don't have to kind of agree with everything I say, but if you can pick little bits that resonates with you, then that's really good. But for me, it gives me clarity and helps me with my awareness, so my self-awareness, so get clarity of my thoughts, so I can really live my life with intention and live smart, essentially. So when we vent, we might sometimes think, oh, well, I feel so much better. I just needed to get that off my chest. And initially it might feel like, oh, that's a weight lifted. But actually there's studies been done to show that when you vent, you're actually more angry. And it might not be straight after, but negativity breeds negativity. So if you've noticed that you've maybe spent time with someone and they're just moaning and moaning or complaining or speaking about people not very nicely, you come away feeling, I just feel like really drained and I don't feel really good, and I don't know, I really need to pick myself up. I just feel a bit heavy. So if that is what you feel when other people are being negative to you, one, if you vent, you're passing that on to them and they might pass it on to someone else, and it's a long chain of negativity. But if you vent and you're, get complaining about whatever it is or whoever it is or the situation, that still sits in your body, that is festering. So you've got all these things that you're complaining about, and it festers and it's sitting there. And then you've kind of just brought it up to the surface and you're like, oh. And then if you vent to someone and then you think you feel better, oh, well, I've dealt with that. Have you really dealt with it? Or have you just kind of put it on someone else? So this is where journaling comes in. So I'm not saying not to vent, because it's kind of the start, but vent cleverly. So to journal, what I would recommend, I can only teach you from my experience. So this is what works for me. So I like to journal in the evening. I have two little girls, and in the mornings, I dedicate to either yoga or a workout or whatever. If I'm not doing my yoga in the morning, I'll do it in the evening. But mornings can be busy for me. So I find when there's most calm in my environment is the evening times when the girls are in bed. So I like to do it after I have done a meditation. So you could pick any of the meditations on my membership. So each week is themed. So I would pick a theme about something that you're working through. So maybe it is you need something that's more calming or grounding, maybe maybe needing something more uplifting. So have a look at all the themes and kind of pick a meditation that would suit how you're feeling and kind of what you're going through that day. So once you've meditated, you've grounded yourself, because if we start journaling and we're kind of, up here, then it might be quite hard to kind of analyze without judging. So we kind of need to take the ego out of it. So that's why I really recommend meditating first. It doesn't have to be a long meditation. It could be a 5-minute meditation, but just kind of get yourself grounded, ready to journal. And then for your journaling, this is my journal at the moment. This one is just a cheap one from Aldi or Lidl, can't remember, one of them. So mine's just a notebook. You don't have to go and buy one of these fancy, well, you can if you want, but if you want to buy a fancy like journal which has, I don't know, like it's all laid out for you, then that's fine. But for me, I don't need that. I just need paper and a pen. That's all I need. So and what I want you to do is, you can, if you want to journal every day, which is what I would recommend, if you can, it's something that, you know, we've all got time. It's just you prioritize what you want to prioritize. But I think self-awareness is high on my list. It's right there at the top. So but you could do this once a week if you're just starting out, or every few days. But I just want you to reflect. So just think back on your day or the week and think about anything that stands out. So any emotions that you feel. But I want you to start to look at it mindfully. So complain, but complain mindfully if you want to. But start to look at your week and think, oh, I felt really angry. But were you feeling angry? I want you to really look at the feeling. So you maybe felt spiteful. You maybe felt enraged. You maybe felt exasperated. Whatever it is, but try not to just kind of, you know, we need to really go into the layers. So think about exactly what it was you felt. And also good things as well, because it's really important to start recognizing the things that you want more of in your life, the things that bring you sort of more joy and pleasure. So think about how you were feeling, and then I want you to ask why. And then whatever answer you come up with, ask why. Because what we're very good at is looking at the top layer. So we're looking at the top layer and we're not going any deeper. And if we're always just looking at the top layer and not going any further, then we're not going to see real change and really notice where our patterns lie. So this is what I use journaling for. It's to understand myself and my own patterns and behaviors. So just say you were out and you had a new coat on and a bird pooped on it. Now, one person might find this really funny. Someone else might feel totally enraged that this happened. And that is because we have different beliefs, and our beliefs are kind of instilled in us from a young age. So up until about the age of 8, 0 to 8 are sort of our formative years when we're sort of given these beliefs that are passed on due to society and people around us. So but we can change some of them, so it's fine. So that is why we're all different. We've got different reactions because we've got different beliefs and different values as well. So if you were enraged, ask yourself why. Really dig deep, and because you're in that, you've done your meditation, you're in that state, it's quite an easier way. You know, time has passed, so you're not really, you can step back into, if you wanted to really feel that and really analyze, why was it I felt enraged? Really, what was it? And it could be that you were going to meet friends. Okay, but you're going to meet friends, so why does that make you enraged? Because I wanted to show off my new jacket and now it's ruined. So why has that made you enraged? And then you might end up boiling it down to that you want to be liked, or you want to be admired, something like that. And then you're really getting to the core of what the issue is. So it's not the top level. It's not that your coat has got bird poop on it. You really need to dig deep. And this is why journaling is just amazing, because you could sit there and sometimes the answers might not come straight away. So you could sit with that question, why? You can sit with any question. Why did I feel enraged? Why did I feel enraged? And you can use that throughout your week. So just sit with that question at the back of your mind, and you might just be able to identify what the feeling was, but the answers might not come to you straight away. So you can come back to it maybe the next week, go back in your journal and think, right, I really want to explore this. So sit with it either for the next day, just sit with the question, why did I feel enraged? Sit with it in the back of your mind, and you can meditate it. So you can just get yourself in a nice quiet spot in your house, put on a timer for however many minutes you want, 5, 20 minutes, whatever. and sit with the question, and the answers will come. Trust me. And then this is where, once you've identified what the belief is underneath it all, then you can start taking action. So if you want to be admired, that is something that you want. You are maybe going through your life without taking the right action. So you think buying clothes, this fancy designer jacket, is what is going to, people are going to admire you for. But you might be really funny, or you might be an amazing writer or storyteller, whatever it is, but use your skills to be able to fulfill the belief or the value that you want to fulfill. And this is what's going to make you feel fulfilled in life. This is what's going to create meaning in your life. So this is how you can really use journaling to unpick your thoughts, unpick your feelings, because in CBT, basically this is the formula. You have a trigger, so something happens externally. This creates a thought in your mind, which relates to a belief, and from this thought that relates to a belief, well, it triggers a belief in your mind. So something happened, the trigger was the bird pooped on you. Then you thought your belief was people aren't going to admire me. And then you feel an emotion, so you felt enraged. So this is what it is. So you just have to kind of undervalue, and from that enraged feeling, you act. So you're not going to act positively, really. How are you going to act then? You might end up cancelling your meeting or making up an excuse, and you don't end up meeting your friends because it's just enraged you so much. And it's undervalued your belief. It's kind of crushed that belief that you want to be admired, and you're not going to be able to fulfill that need or belief because the bird pooped on you. So you're not going to grow. But if you're able to kind of understand, right, this is my value. I want to be admired. So how can I take action and take steps to be able to fulfill that value of mine? And you can start making plans and things to do, thinking about your skill set and things that you enjoy doing. So this is kind of the start, and I'm going to go into like goals and things like that further down the line, but I just thought this is a really good way, and this is how to start off journaling. So give it a go. Just start looking at your feelings throughout the day and try to think of the thought that made you arrive at that feeling, and then from there take action. So you've got to look at the thought, look at the feeling, then ask why, and then why, and then why. So kind of get through the layers until you find out what the value is, or the belief that was crushed, or maybe it was a positive thing. So maybe that you got that fulfilled that belief. That's a belief of mine with a value. And then think about the action. So it's all good to kind of get into, okay, well that's the value that was kind of that I have that was crushed. That's kind of the belief I had, and then that's it. Then you end your journal there. Then it's not really going to change anything. So think about what you can do, what action you can take after that. And if you recognize kind of some of your thought patterns or habits or behaviors that aren't serving you and the reason why, then you've got some material to take action. So let me know if this helps with journaling, and if you have any more questions, let me know, but please don't overthink it. This is like your journal, so you can do it this way or you can do it another way. If you want to just vent, then go there, and then you can kind of develop on there. But I would use, if you want to vent or get anything off your chest, use a journal, but do it smartly, do it cleverly, do it with meaning, and then you're able to grow from there.